Welcome back to another live lifts. Let's attack the bar. Wayne's here today. Yeah, we should be all right. Nice one, mate. Come on.
Go.
Perfect. Ooh, nice one, mate. Ah, nice one for the re-rack. Sorry, mate.
Another one I knew.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably did, but what you tend to find is on the second and third set, you can't push yourself when
What
you're
was that, your
first set.
that was your first, right?
Yeah, so
So you might go for 5 in the second or third, so you feel.
I'll probably stay 3 to 4. I'd rather stay disciplined on 3 to 4
Yeah.
and be consistent with that across all my sets.
Yeah.
Because I could probably push out 5, but by the time I come to the third set,
You're gonna be so fatigued.
I'm going to be hit failure.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hit failure.
No.
Because if you hit failure, you'll lose the feedback.
Yeah.
So be
That was
consistent.
one thing I had to learn
Yeah.
the hard way when me and Dave were
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
strength training. It's hard to like trigger your brain
Yeah.
to not go to failure, isn't it? 'Cause your brain's telling you
Yeah.
fucking get there, isn't
Keep
it?
doing, yeah. And you want to push on and load up more and more and more.
Yeah.
But
It's taking that ego out of the fucking game, mate, isn't it?
out of the game. Good.
Another couple of
Nice
more
one.
balls,
Can I give you a shout in a couple of
Yeah, go one more set there.
minutes? Nice one.
To be honest, I'm on a little bit of isolation. I can even do a bit of that. I might even jump on dips in there. So.
Awesome. Fantastic. Welcome back to another Live Lifts. My name's Dr James, and this is where we lift and we learn. And we've had a good time. We're at the business end of the season. If you've been following the streams, all of them are connected. So we are doing heavy squats today. We haven't done heavy squats for a while, actually, a couple of weeks. So what are we doing today? We are doing heavy squats. We're going to work our shoulders, core and legs again by doing overhead squat. We did do a stream on that 3 or 4 weeks ago saying the only 2 squat variations you'll ever need. It's a good stream, so do catch it. And we are going to do overhead squat today, and then we're going to do some Olympic weightlifting. The Olympics are coming. So we're going to do some snatch, Olympic snatch, and I've got some new weightlifting shoes to do snatching as well, so I'm going to test them out. So good session coming up. We haven't done this for a few weeks, this heavy squat, so I have been like, psychology is a big part of it. I've been dreading it a little bit because you have to realize that often the small stabilizing muscles of the spine and your deep core rotational stabilizers, they will atrophy and you'll lose that input if you haven't done heavy axial loading on your body for a few weeks. So I've been dreading it because I didn't know if I'd be able to do it because it was pretty tough the first time we did 162. It was pretty hard. So we got through that set good. You've just got to see, sometimes you find that you need to step away from heavy squats because it just becomes so grueling that you need a bit of variety to freshen you up a little bit. And that's just the load that it has on the nervous system. So we did some deadlifts and we can do some walking lunges. We do some farmer's carry, but I haven't done heavy squats for a while. So I'm hoping to push this up. This is the second time we've done 162. I'm hoping to, I was tempted to go to 165 today, but because I hadn't done it for a couple of weeks, I just didn't want to overload myself and jump up too much, given the fact that I had such a long break from doing it, and then I'm increasing the weight. So if I do this today, and it's the second time of doing it, and I complete it, which I should, I hope, and we've got Wayne assisting us, which is fantastic. So, we'll get another set going now. So if we get to this state, we'll get 165, and then over the next few weeks, we will crank up the weight, grind out the reps and sets, crank up the weight and see if we can max out come March time, April time. Start our conditioning. So, all good. We should do another set. Just get this bar out of the way. Let's move that. Nice. I'm going to do some snatch with it later on. I'll do some snatch.
Any way you want.
Nice one, mate. Right here. Nice one, mate. Just got a bar set up off screen for some snatch later on. Right, let's see what. Grab a spotter. You ready? Sound. So you ready? You ready? Yeah? Pulling him away. Awesome. What did I do 3 or 4 reps last time? What did I do? 4? Did I? Wow, okay. So we should be a bit more warmed up now on the second set. So
Yeah.
a bit more charged up.
Just say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
A lot of it is a mental game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it's a mental game. Right, nice one. Yeah. Go on, bit harder, go on. Come on, business end of the season. Come on. Focus. Ooh. Come on.
Good.
Perfect. Yes. Ah. Nice one, mate. Thanks, mate.
I'll do one more set.
Perfect. That was deep. Woo. Fucking. Okay. Woo. We need some decompression. Ooh. I can still feel my body warming up. I know it's used to the stress. Not completely used to it, but that's good. Right. Let me get in my hyperextension position that I told you about. Oh. So, I think you can see me, can't you? How do we feel after the last session? Perfecto. I actually felt like after those deadlifts that my legs were growing for days afterwards. Absolutely, I still felt them like expanding. Even though it was like nowhere near maximum. We did like 155. But again, just working through those reps and getting that total stimulation on the body is just unbelievable. So we did deadlift in the last session, heavy deadlift, heavy bench supersets. Oh, we did lighter day bench supersets, didn't we? And then we did bicep curls. So yeah, all feeling good. And appreciate the viewer who commented they'd obviously seen some of the old streams, and they can see a massive difference between the start of the strength season in September streams to now. We put on a lot of weight, healthy tissue, healthy muscle, and we've certainly got a lot stronger. Whew. One more set, no fail. A lot of this now. So we spoke on the early streams about technique and working through the reps and sets and being really disciplined and hitting it consistently, heavy, heavy, heavy. Now we're in the second phase and we've got a slight deload introduction, as I mentioned, the light day, heavy day. And it's consistently heavy every session, twice a week on each exercise. Obviously 3 sessions a week, but hitting each major lift at least twice. And it becomes obviously very technical, a lot about recovery, but very psychological as well, a lot of psychological. Wayne's back, awesome. Oh. Last set, no fail. Ooh. It's the first time you've been on the stream, isn't it? I think.
What's that, mate?
First time you've been on.
I think so.
Yeah.
How you doing on it, view-wise?
Sorry?
How you doing on it, views-wise?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Going up slowly, is it?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I want, because I want it to be just steady. But the main thing is not losing the reasons why I started it, which was what we spoke about earlier about being authentic, not just jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And actually being reputable.
Yeah. So this is one of the reasons I don't watch many of the PTs on TikTok and things like that anymore, because it's literally bandwagon jumping.
Yeah, it's bandwagon jumping, isn't it? And none of it is evidence-based, really.
No, it's not.
And there's no critical thinking
And
involved.
have you noticed every single one of them will say this is the best exercise for biceps,
Yeah.
and then the next one will say no, it's not. That's wrong. This
Yeah.
is then.
Stop
I was watching
doing
an
this.
argument with that.
Stop doing this.
Yeah. Oh, if you want bigger biceps,
You're
put
doing this
biceps
wrong.
In 6 weeks, do this.
Yeah.
No one's ever got big biceps in 6 weeks doing
No.
anything.
Yeah, we've been doing it for almost 6 months on this channel, and we've had to do it with chin-ups, with bicep curls, with deadlift, with farmer's carry. That's how you get a bigger, stronger bicep.
The only thing I think you need to get a point across is find what works for you. Stop listening to everyone. Don't even listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to your fucking body. Just take my advice. This is what I do and what works good for me.
Yeah.
Try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then do something fucking else.
That's what I've been saying as well, because there are programs that introduce a deload. You know, they're doing heavy for strength, and then they introduce a deload week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If that, I've been saying to the guys, well, if that works for you, do it, fantastic. But a deload doesn't work for me because I don't want to take that much stress off the nervous system. I want it to still be stimulated and recover. So introducing what I've been doing now in this second phase in terms of heavy day, light day. So if I'm doing 162 today, 48 hours later, I'll do 142 or 150, slightly less, but hitting it twice a week rather than doing 120, really light, for 2 week block. Doesn't work. You find it completely switch off the nervous system too much.
But on the flip
So
side,
what works for you?
It work for someone else.
It might work for somebody else.
Just completely shock their system to get rid of that fucking plateau that they've been feeling
they might have
for
hit a
the last
plateau.
couple of weeks.
Yeah. So that's it. So we'll have to do another one. Come on. Ooh. Spank me, baby. Nothing like a good shock to the system. Come on. Whew. Come on, big focus, big breath, big technique. Come on. Ooh. Come on!
Good.
Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Perfect, mate. So what's your message for the world, Wayne?
You are.
What's your message for the world?
Just lift.
Lift.
Keep lifting.
And don't jump on the bandwagon. Don't jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, don't be one of them.
Do what works for you. Ah. Complete. 2 weeks.
All right, so you have to get back into.
Yeah.
I seen you doing the heavy lunging
Yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of it as well, because if you can do heavy, but then not do it for 2 weeks and come back and still be as strong, that's interesting, isn't it? Because you should expect to lose some strength by stepping away and not doing squats at all.
But how many times have you had time off the gym? Come back, you've been the same strength, but you've got a bit stronger. It's a lot to say for that, isn't it?
There's a lot to say for it. Let's get this broken down. We are going to get on the green now. Do some snatch overhead squats. Nice one. Thanks for your help, mate. Awesome, that. Cheers, Wayne. Oh. See, the temptation there now is to do another set as well, you know.
Yeah.
But you're doing it again in 48 hours.
See, I'm still doing like a road shit, but I'm still not doing the fucking intensity. Well, I mean, training's intense I was, but I've really cut down my reps, really cut down my my sets. I'm just about intensity, you know what I mean? Just try and get
Intensity.
fucking
It's coming,
intense
yeah.
workouts I can in like 40 minutes. Yeah.
It's coming into conditioning season now as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
switch it up a bit, get more intensity. Right.
Most people start training for the summer. In the summer. It's,
It's
again,
too
is that
late.
naivety of thinking that you're going to be in shape in 2 weeks?
Body takes time to adapt. Right, let's get onto the precious green. Yeah, these feel good. So we're introducing the new Nike Romboleo 4s. They have been out for a while. We will review them. So they're pretty comfy. They're much more comfy than the Adidas ones that I usually wear. Right, we get this on our back. This is easier. We get it on the rack on the back, so there's no like lifting phase. And then we want to get it up. I need to arch our thoracic spine. We want to shrug the shoulders as well, remember, it's very technical. So we want to shrug the shoulders to open up that thoracic outlet. There we go. Now, I am a complete beginner in this, so do not be deterred. Do not be deterred at all. I've got 30 kilos on there, and that's quite difficult for me. I have no shame about that. It's really, really hard exercise. I will slowly build this up. So it's always very hard. It's the most technical exercise the Olympic weightlifting is. So treat it with respect and go slow. And I would absolutely focus on your techniques and always work sub-maximal. And work on those phases. Work on the phases of the movement that you're really struggling with. I think the shoulder strength needed to do this. The strength through the thoracic spine needed to do this. And the power that you need when you're very much deep down in a squat position with the bar over your head. It's an amazing amount of technical difficulty. So we introduce slowly. I don't know what I could do. We'll have to just keep going up. But my main focus to do this is to make sure I'm really working my shoulders. It's the last time we did this was a few months ago now. We did really heavy squats. I think we did like 140, 150, and then we did overhead squats. It's the stream that's called the only 2 squat variations you'll ever need. For days afterwards, my shoulders and my traps were so worked. It will hit you. So you do all this for the shoulders, and you see people doing this, and grow your shoulders faster, do this, and some of it for the large majority, of course, it does work because you're working the shoulder in that range, but it's only going to take you so far in terms of hitting your shoulders and stimulating them. You're going to need to introduce at some point time under tension principle, where your shoulders are having to work and hold, sustain a load. There are, theoretically, there is talk in the literature of the trapezius muscles and shoulder muscles having lots of receptors. We spoke about receptors in the previous stream in terms of the testosterone receptors, growth hormone receptors, insulin receptors. So there is a theoretical histopathological viewpoint that the shoulders have more of these receptors, and they are, what's the word, receptive to growth. But to do that, you have to continuously stimulate them in different ways. So of course, lateral raises, you've got your cables, you've got your pressing. But to do something like the overhead squat and have that tension in this position on the shoulder for so long overhead, you're asking your entire shoulder girdle, all the rotator cuff, all heads of your deltoid, your trap muscle, your rhomboids, and your middle and lower fibers of your trapezius to all work and engage and support, as well as some of your neck muscles to shrug and elevate the shoulders up to open that thoracic cage. No cable, dumbbell, press, lateral raise will do that. Only this exercise will really work the entirety of the shoulder. So that's why it's really important to do. But it is much more technically difficult exercise. So personally, it's, as you know, it's one of my weaknesses. It's one of the things that I am not great at. It's one of the things that if I would continue to work at, I would, of course, probably get a bit better at it. But I think it's actually it's one of the exercises that if you go too heavy and don't have the right technique, you'll get injured. But it's also one of those exercises that if you do it right and build up slowly, you'll get the most benefits from it and have really, really strong shoulders, formidable shoulders. So absolutely. Right, let's do another set and try to get this up overhead. It feels a lot better with these weightlifting shoes on though, I tell you, like you sit into the lift a lot better. I think they've got like an 18 point something centimeter heel. We'll go through all that though when we review them. Right, let's get this up above. My wrists are, they're like, hello, you've not done this for a while. So we spread as wide as we can. Open the shoulder joint up. So, wow, that is tough. That is really hard. Wrist strength and power. Cal, I'm not going to use it now. It's easier for me to use the hooks to start. I'm going to go back onto the rack because it's easier for me to use the hooks. So if you want, sorry mate, if you want.
No,
I didn't know you booked the place. I didn't know you booked the.
No, I haven't booked it at all. It's
right.
What it is,
Easy for the space.
Yeah, so like
Easier for the balance. Yeah.
balance and everything. Yeah.
Sound.
Right.
Use the rack. I did envision using the rack. So we'll go back. That's hard. Spreading out wide. Wrist strength and stability, which I mentioned that about doing. If you've had some weeks off doing the bench press, you'll feel the pressure going through your wrist a bit more. So that's hard. Go slow. Nice and steady. Just get some water. So, if you didn't catch the last stream, it is available. We did a review on ice baths or cold water immersion, which is a fancy scientific name for jumping in a cold bucket of water. It was interesting findings. Now, to discuss that article a bit further, because of course when you're doing it, you look at things on face value and you have a little reflection, think about the article afterwards. It was only 11 subjects. It may contrast with other findings, but that's noted. If you read the paper, that's noted in the literature review. It says, the findings have been actually inconsistent regarding testosterone, and that's particularly after the effects of weight training on the release of testosterone and the amount that we get. So some of the things occurred to me. It was a good study. It covered the acute phase within the first 60 minutes. You have to remember as well of I think I did touch on it because I talked about the receptors and the cytology in terms of the cell's response to the cold, in terms of its receptors and the stimulation on the cells in terms of actually finishing the actual stimulus, which is the exercise. And then I did touch on the implications of the cold, but to dig on that a little bit deeper, by exposing yourself to cold, you're going to have something called vasoconstriction, meaning your blood vessels, both the arteries and the veins and the capillaries and the venules and the arterioles, large and small vessels in the body that carry blood, they're all going to contract and shrink down and reduce the blood supply to a certain area. And if you reduce the temperature, the core temperature in the brain, in the hypothalamus, up here, temperature regulator, as well as the peripheral temperature, as in the local muscles and bones and joints and organs, then you're going to have reduced blood supply as well from vasoconstriction. That includes the testicles, which is the location of your testosterone production. So it does make sense on a physiological level. But it was only 11 subjects, but they randomized them. It would be nice, but like I say, the statistical analysis was really good. It did fit I think it was non-parametric data, wasn't it? So, as with everything in sports and exercise science, more numbers are needed to draw adequate and accurate conclusions. Let's do another set. But yeah, it was a nice article. Let me know what you think. And do send in, thank you to those guys who have sent in articles to review and subjects and topics to review and talk about as well. Let's do another set on this. Then we'll do some snatches. Wow, that's hard. That is incredibly, incredibly hard and strenuous. I've got to sit into it more. It's a technical thing. I've got to sit into it a bit more, get these shoulders back. Wow, that's hard. That's so hard. The beauty of doing this after heavy squats is you're hitting your legs again after doing heavy squats, so you'll feel all your quads working. So I do like combining these two. Little breather and then we'll bang out. We need 5 or 6 reps, don't we? You'll notice on some reps as well, I pause at the bottom because that's the most difficult phase, and I want my body to be stressed and stimulated in that low base position. Power in the base. Come on. Come on. Shoulder technique, shoulder weakness. Working through it. Yes, I'm really, really happy with that set. Not happy with my put down. Right, I'm happy about that. That was really good. Wow, this quad is tight. I'm going to put a little bit more on. Right, just, wow, my quad is tight, man. Wow, yeah, that quad is tight. Quad says hello. So, bearing in mind, if we can put this on now here, right? Sorry, my quad is really tight, just give me a second. So if I can get, what's on there now? 42.5 overhead squat. Not breaking any world records anytime soon. But I'm happy with that because it's blooming tough. So, $42.5. Bear in mind, when we do the power snatch and we've got more power and drive in the movement, we'll be able to go a bit heavier. Because our power and momentum, force, speed and power, as an explosive movement, we can add on a few kilos. My quad is tight. Quad is now awake. Wow. Let's just sit down before my quad explodes. So, yeah, so it was a good article to review. Do share that, do have a look around, because I do think, as Wayne, the guest, spot on me today, was saying, we had a good chit chat off screen, and you know, there's a lot of people just jumping on the bandwagon, and without jumping on the bandwagon, without like critically thinking, critically analysing what works, what is effective, and what's right for you. What's right for your body, your physiology. This hits your legs differently, man, especially after doing heavy squats. So the paper found testosterone dropped below pre-workout levels, interleukin-6, an inflammatory marker, and the other cytokine, which was tumor necrosis factor, were lower. So, you know, you'd expect basic cytology, basic physiology, basic chemistry. If you lower the temperature, then the chemical reaction will stop or go slower, and the physiology of those cells will slow down as well, and they'll conserve their energy. So of course, it does not mean that if we apply the opposite of heat, it will speed it up. We have to look at that. I'm sure there might be some research out there say that heat after a heavy resistance training program session, getting in a heat sauna, hot water, does it increase inflammation? Does it increase testosterone? Does it increase inflammatory markers and cytokines, growth factors? Does it increase physiological receptors on cells? Who knows? Let me know what you find. Maybe you can find something out there. We can review it and have a look at it. Let's do another set. Then we'll get to do some dynamic stuff. Get some snatch. I've not done snatch for a long time. Ooh. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your support. So this is only 2.5 kilos heavier than the last set, and it can make all the difference. So the main thing is getting our shoulders into position. Gotta. See what we got in the tank. Ooh. Whew. Woo. I'm very, very proud of myself. It's hard exercise, but when you're faced with something in the gym that that is very uncomfortable, and you don't particularly like doing because it feels so uncomfortable and awkward, they are kind of, Yeah. Doing the things that are uncomfortable and difficult. It's hard. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. My brain. Yeah, my brain's like that. So Connor's laughing because he appreciates what I'm saying, which is the amount of ability and stability and technique that you need. So if you can see my face from the other side, I'm like, yeah, it's hard, it's really, really, really hard. So anyway, let's not talk about how hard it is. Let's talk about the positives, which is very, very, very slow increase and do the things that you don't like. Do the things that are uncomfortable. Because that's where the most strain and progress is on the body, if you think about it like that. Ooh. Almost set of 7. Shoulders are nice and warm, so we get straight into some dynamic work. Finish off with some dynamic snatch, really get that bar going. We should start on 40 or 50 kilos with a bit of power and explosivity and go a bit heavier. See how we're doing. Right, let's get back on the green. That's it. Dynamic snatch, dynamic Olympic lifts. Let's do it. Whew. No excuses. See how we manage. I think we need a bit of chalk. Right, we get this up. Amazing session. Overhead squats are just next level. Right, so just need a couple of seconds. How's it going, mate? Have you got a class now? Sound. Nice one, mate.
I've got it actually.
Yeah, slap you on the back. Tunes are popping. Right then, Olympic lifting time. See what's going on. Just so you can hear me. Right, snatch. Work on the weaknesses. Let's bring all our global strength together, or, well, so-called global strength. This is one of the weaker exercises. And we're going to start somewhere. Tough. A most definite fail. Really get those shoulders up. Get right underneath it. Definitely haven't done this for a while. If I just slip those 2.5s off, that 1.25 off. That's the hardest point, right in the deep base. Just for the first set. Hiya, mate. All right. Come on. Power up. Success. Get deep have to trust myself in the overhead position. It's that force when it feels like it's pulling you forwards. Yeah, that's tough. Come on. Struggling with 40 kilos. Such is life. Come on. Come on. Squat deep into it. Come on. Don't give up, ever. Yes! Never, ever, ever. How are you, mate? Oh, good to see you, Tom. You all right, mate?
Yeah,
Yes, good to see you, mate.
I'm like freaking blinded on my glasses now, sorry.
Are you squatting?
Say again?
Squatting?
No, I'm going to do some rows, I think, but I'm going to do a bit of leg work as well. I'm trying to get my endurance up in all my stamina.
Yeah.
It's awful. Isn't it?
Summer's coming.
I know, mate. Honestly.
Spring, summer.
Training going all right?
Yeah, enjoying it. Yeah,
YouTube channel, all right?
good. Steady, just steady, slow growth. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
When I'm at my desk, I see it's live. I'll check it on, like, you know?
Nice one, mate.
But yeah, of course.
That helps. Nice one, mate.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Nice, mate. See you soon. Come on. Let's have another one then. Come on then. Stance, grip, alignment, power. Come on then, 2 in a row. Oh. It's good. In this part of the stream, sorry if I go quiet, but when I do the Olympic lifting, I want to focus. So, and I'm sure you'll appreciate that. Especially when I do the snatch, clean and jerk. More of a focused session. Ah. Ah. I think my grip, I think my stance was a bit too wide. My knees were too flailed. And the force went through my adductors, not through my quads and glutes. Come on, we'll do one more and then we'll throw on a little bit more weight for the second set. Come on. Needs a little bit more power now. Damn. Right, so we're still going to go up a little bit of weight because I feel like I've got the explosivity. Come on. Even if it's just 2 kilos there, and then I'll go and grab some 2.5s. We'll work through this. We'll work through this. I'm going to start doing the Olympic lifting more often now because it's the end of the season and I want to bring all my strength together, the individual lifts and components that we've been doing. Into more dynamic, explosive strength than just being strong in one plane for one movement. Do you know what I mean? So you a couple minutes rest. Time's it? Very, very happy with those squats today. Right, come on. Very positive. I am going to do this more and more over the next few weeks. With a clean and jerk as well. You can do the clean and jerk and snatch as well as conditioning exercises. Really lighten the load and just keep doing reps and reps and reps. But proper Olympic lifting, not the CrossFit version, where they don't really squat down as much. They don't use the legs, they don't engage the legs and lower back in the CrossFit. So I've got to get my ability up on this. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. Do come on. Let's go up. Two and a half plus 1.25. So it's 30, it's 37 kilo? Is it? What's that? Not much. I'm making hard work of this. You going down there? Yeah? Why, you had an injury? You had a hip replacement? Wow. Wow. Can you do that? Are you allowed to do that? Ah, yeah. Not that way. Yeah. How come you had it? Okay. Yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah. Right. Let's see if this 30. It's gonna put me on my backside. There's only one way to get stronger. Soon, before you know it, we'll be up on the. Just got to do it more, to be honest. Right, let's start somewhere. The clean and jerk is like child's play, honestly. Snatch is a different beast. Come on. Nice and high. Get those shoulders up. Get right underneath it, yeah? Lock out. Not enough. Come on. Not enough. Come on. More power from the hip there. Thrust that up. happens. Come on. Come on. Come on, that was close. Let's try again. Come on, it has to go. I can do it. I can do it. Coaching tips welcome. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! More reps. Right, we'll have a little 3-minute break and we'll work through another set on that weight. It's a challenging weight for me at the moment. Let me just lie down a little bit. Okay, last set. Come on. Think you're funny. The old gym star's back. Right, let's focus. Good. I didn't quite lock out underneath it as I wanted to, but it was done. I need to sit into it a bit more. I've got to get that. I've got to sit into it a bit more. Great energy burner. Come on. Happy. 2 in a row. Come on in. Yes. Last one. No fail. Right, it went up, but I didn't quite get deep into it as much as I would like to in terms of the squat phase. But these are technical things that I will look back on and work on. But no fail. That was really good. A full set of 4 on the last set. Amazing. It's a lot of leg work. A lot of shoulder work. A lot of core. Awesome. Wow. End of sesh. Thank you for joining another live stream. Whether you are catching this live on live lifts or if you are watching this on Couch Up, need a quick stretch. Oh, I'm gonna get tight, that quad is tight. So, we did heavy squats, 162.5. We haven't done heavy squats for 2 weeks, I'm made up with that. So, I got 3x4 out, I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that, really proud. Knowing that I can increase that now to 165 and we can start looking at maxing out over the next few weeks. We did overhead squat on like 30 kilos. It is a weak exercise, I need to do it more and I will. It's a fantastic exercise for the shoulder, healthy, strong shoulders and back, thoracic spine. Hits the legs again, hits the quads, hits the abs, hits the core, and then the explosive snatch, which is a really, really, really hard exercise. I think every time the Olympics comes around, and particularly with the increase in online fitness and so on now with the social media and obviously video channels like this YouTube and so on, I think the Olympics will probably be the best ever and obviously the most televised ever because it's now available on TV and through the internet, and I'm all for that. So hopefully there's a more interest and uptake in Olympic weightlifting and weightlifting in general this summer. So we will be doing more snatch and clean and jerk. And that's it. Thanks for joining. See you next time.